Okay, this is a brief introduction to Astrometrica. You'll first want to click on this blue wrench and set up the parameters here. The observatory code for the SFA observatory is 740. Latitude and longitude are shown here, as well as your contact information for submissions to the Minor Planet Center, and list your telescope down here that you'll be using. We'll be setting up the CCD parameters in a later video, but this is just a quick introduction. Astrometrica comes with a few images. You can click load and load up these 4 example images of minor planet 2000 AC6. They'll load up like this, and it'll look in the header file of the image and find the date and time. Click OK to each of those like that. And you could actually zoom in on these pictures like that, take a closer look at it. And Astrometrica is software that I recommend that you've already done dark subtraction, flat field, and aligning before you load them up in here for astrometry. You could blink them to locate the moving objects using the tools menu like that. And you do see a minor planet moving across like that. That is the minor planet 2000 AC6. You could also, of course, zoom in on this as well, seeing it move across the screen. Okay, so to do astrometry, what we can do is reduce the size of that back down here and go to astrometry and do data reduction. What it'll then do is try to identify where the image is taken as far as right ascension and declination in the center of the field. Sometimes that's in the header file of the image, but if it's not, you'll have to tell it what it is, either by typing it in, or in our case, we can look up the name of the object. AC6 was part of the name. We'll see here that it's 2000 AC6. And so it pulled up the coordinates of that minor planet based on the orbital elements and also the date and timestamp in these image files. You can then click OK. It will load the coordinates of the background star images and align upon those so they can be used for astrometry. Now the goal, of course, is to find the right ascension and declination of the moving object and record them in a file. So again, we'll go up to Tools and Animate to try to identify where that moving object is. And we see that if we look in our first image, let's see if I can find that one. That would be this one right here. Maybe zoom in on it a little bit. After looking at the animation, I find that it's this one right there. I could also see if I can find a magnification tool right there, and then get my cursor as close as I can on top of it. You see the red cursor in the upper right hand side. Click on that, and you could actually make some adjustments to the center of the field for right ascension, declination, recording. And also you can record the name of the object that you think that you have right there. I happen to know that the minor planet that I'm looking at is this one here, and you'll see that it puts the abbreviated name of the minor planet right there. Then you can say accept, and I've only processed one image, but you can notice if you go to File, View Minor Planet Report, that has all of my information as well as the observatory code here. And then down here I have the name of the minor planet, the date and time of observation, and the right ascension that I measured, the declination that I measured right here, and then over here I have the brightness of the minor planet, as well as the filter I was using and the observatory code. And so then if I go to the next image, I should get this. All right, now let me go do a process another image right here, number 2_2. Again, magnifying. I believe that the minor planet is this guy right there. I click on it. It asks me to center it up. Maybe a little bit of adjustment here to try to get close to the center of that thing. Do the best I can, really. Accept. Oops, got to type in the name of it, or select the name in this case. Accept. And now you know that you've made a correct measurement, or made a measurement when you see the other row, the second row from my second image like that. You proceed through all of your images, and then this is the file right here that you do send to the Minor Planet Center after checking it out with your team. Now the results that you have here, you'll definitely not want to submit them to the Minor Planet Center because this is tutorial information that's already been submitted by another observatory. So do not send these to the Minor Planet Center. Only send observations that you make. Okay, and I'm going to go through and process the other 2 images, and I believe that was image number 2 and 3. Let's see if I can find it. Let's go for 3 while we're here. Magnify. I believe it's that one right there. If I'm not sure, I could go back to blinking and then zoom in on this. And you see it does go right by that star there on image number 3. So I'm going to click right here, and I'm pretty close on that. I'm going to accept those observations. And it looks like the last one I have here is actually image number 4. I'm going to click on that one, accept it. Oops, probably need to identify the name of the object first, accept, and make sure my report file looks okay with all 4 observations listed there. Now there is another way to do astrometry. I'm going to close all these files down right here, and go File and just reset all the files right here, delete all of those observations that I made, load up the images again, and this time I will do again accept all of those dates and times and do the data reduction. It remembered that I had the coordinates there, but again I could go in here and type in AC6 as part of the name of that minor planet or designation. And then it loads, I believe it loads from the internet all the coordinates of these surrounding stars. It knows the orientation of the CCD camera on the telescope as well as the plate scale, and does all of the aligning for you. In general, it's not this easy. You have to kind of work at least to get the plate scale and CCD camera orientation. But this one's fairly easy. And also, astrometry is easy if you get lucky enough that you can use moving object detection, because then what it'll do is it'll look for the object moving from one frame to the next and find them in all 4. And then you can say accept, and then very quickly just have a report that you can send and publish with the Minor Planet Center. Okay, that's about all I wanted to show you. If you wanted to see what all these colors represent here, you can go over here to Help, and there are some tutorials in the contents over here. I believe it's under this section right here that describe what each of these colors mean and more details about how Astrometrica works. More news later in the next video.